Hey there everyone, it's Tim here, and recently I was asked by one of our members about ideas for duets and two piano music. So I thought I'll grab out my folders of duets and two piano music and actually share with you some of my absolute favorites. So on duets, firstly, I think that these collections of duets by Diabelli are some of the best for early students, early beginners really. They're all in 5-finger position and they actually sound really kind of rich and warm, and they're fun to play as well. So it's not just kind of simple, but they're actually really playable as well. You've got pieces, so they're spread out. So you've got one part on each page so you can follow along the music with your student at the same time, which is great. And you've got all sorts of different keys and different kind of styles as well. So marches, everything, all different speeds, all different keys. And this one, The Pleasures of Youth, again, these are even shorter. Some of these are just a page or so and just super fun. For example, this first one, I think it's a romance and a rondo. The student's playing up here. So oftentimes the hands are actually playing in unison as well. And your part, the left, the second secundo. So if you can hear the two parts going together. You get the idea. So, I mean, it's really hard to play, obviously, duets with one person, but these are just great and they're all out of print. So jump on IMSLP, you don't have to get these copies. I mean, these are great additions, but you can also just grab them and download them. They're royalty free at this stage. So that's great for beginners and early younger students. If you want something moving on to a little bit high level of difficulty, we've got Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring by Bach for 2 players, as you can see here. So the student is doing the melody. And the teacher, just simple harmony. And later on, you kind of swap roles as to who does which parts, who has the melody. And you could even just learn, I don't know, a few bars, a page of that one, because students tend to know that work from, I don't know, advertising or their parents or who knows what. So fun one to play. And if you want something a little bit more challenging, the Gershwin Preludes for 1 piano, 4 hands. Really, really cool. You'll know the preludes because they sound like this. In fact, you've probably played these or maybe taught them yourself. So this is super fun. While the student's doing this and the student has a melody. I mean, I can't play, obviously, a duet very well, but it's really, it's so much fun, I really encourage you to check it out if you haven't already. That's got the set of preludes all in there. Really great fun for students. All right, so let's go on to 2 piano stuff. Now, there are so many great 2 piano repertoire out there. Yes, you'll need 2 pianos, but remember that if you've got an acoustic piano, just a simple digital that you can play on to accompany students is brilliant. We know the power of playing together. Having students play with you, play with a backing track, play with other instruments is really important for their musical development, and it's more fun for them as well. So I encourage it as much as possible, and there is lots of great music at just about every level. One of the ones that my teacher got me into were these, Me and My Teacher by David Clark Lover. These are super fun little pieces. They generally are folk tunes arranged for 2 piano reading, and the way these can be used as well is with a higher level kind of student. You could always use these for sight reading. So this one, for example, has got that theme from Rigoletto. It's got lots of different things. While the teacher's going. So it's not necessarily that the student is always at one part of the piano. It does mix up and it changes in register and all sorts of things. You've got Dixie and American Patrol. Oh, my students used to love learning this one. So they'd be doing. And I'd be so much fun. The kids would absolutely love it. Really, I mean, honestly, pretty simple arrangements. Great fun. So that is a winning 2-piano collection, if you haven't explored that before. The other thing I love doing with my students are concertos. Now, bear with me for a second because concerto doesn't have to be incredibly difficult. For example, there's this concerto in A minor by Beatrice Miller. And when you buy it, you get the two copies because you're going to be at different instruments together. And this one, for example, is really playable and beautifully written for both the student and the teacher. You've got 3 movements, you've got light. Yeah, I mean, as you would imagine for any concerto, you've got all the different kind of styles and speeds and everything in there. And this is an intermediate level work, so it's not advanced by any means. The Country Concerto for Young Pianists by Cashel is another. Now this one's a great one because it's actually quite simple. I mean, if you have a look, I don't know if you can see the music. Let me play a little bit of this. The student at the start, at least. Isn't this funny? Meanwhile, you're doing this, then down the left hand, and then the teacher takes over. And the student's doing these arpeggios. And then the teacher, and arpeggios. So you've got lots of talking between the two players, and again, not all that difficult, particularly at the start. And again, you've got multiple movements, so you've got different styles and speeds and feel, and a nice vivace in 6/8 kind of thing to finish. Really fun. I recommend every teacher, if you've got 2 pianos, try this one at some stage with your students. Then we've got some more complicated ones. Now, if you are interested in sort of early advanced, then the Mozart KV448, which a lot of people will know. Or whatever, I can't remember exactly how it goes, is another great one. I mean, Mozart did so many collections of 2-piano music. It's great fun. I've played all of these works with my more advanced students and they love them and it's really great because it challenges you, gives you something to practice and work towards as well. Because a lot of these more advanced ones, you're not going to be able to sight read. You'll actually need to do some work on it. Country Gardens, there's an arrangement for 2 pianos by Percy Granger. You'll know this one because it's much more challenging, that one, but great one to work on. You've also got things like the Montagues and the Capulets from Romeo and Juliet. Lots of fun for the student playing this one. I mean, who wouldn't have fun playing that one with their student? Again, more tricky, but awesome. Let me give you just 2 more works that are great for 2-piano playing. The Shostakovich Concerto No. 2. If you haven't explored this one, Opus 102, the middle movement is glorious and very playable by students. If you haven't heard it, it goes, it starts like this. It starts like this. This is just the introduction from the orchestra before the piano comes in the original. And then we're in this magical, it moves to C major, the tonic major, and the melody comes in with the student in the right hand. It's really authentic to the original. If you know the orchestral original, it's just absolutely stunning. I highly recommend you explore it with a student at this kind of a level. I mean, this would be early advanced, even kind of late intermediate. It's not all that difficult for the student. The last one is the 4-piece suite by Rodney Bennett. If you haven't explored this with your advanced students, oh my goodness, you are missing out. It is phenomenal. It's in 4 parts as per the title, and my favorite number is number 2. It's called Country Blues. It's this coolest slow 12/8. And lots of jazzy. I'm playing both parts, by the way. Student. Teacher. Oh, it's so good. Student plays a melody. Teacher plays a melody. Anyway, go and find this online. Find 2 people playing it really well. You will absolutely love it. So good. I just love, as you can tell, love 2 piano works. It's one of my most favorite things that I can do with the students once they get to a certain level. And as I said earlier, even if you use this as sight reading, it's great because they've got to keep up and keep playing with you and keep in time and get the vibe and the feel of the piece. If you're using it as sight reading, even if it's not perfect. So hope that was helpful. Go and explore those works. I think you'll have a lot of fun with them. And as always, if you've got any questions at all, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. We'd love to hear what other pieces you love for 2 piano works and duets.